Hi everyone. It's Wednesday, November 18th, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Hopefully your Delta maths are all taken care of and you're in a good spot there. So we're going to be moving on and talking about three variable systems. And this is actually one of my most favorite parts to do because it's like a giant puzzle. But it can be frustrating. So we're going to go through a couple problems, and what I want you to do is just take out your notebook, write down a couple of notes, and then take your time as you're working through the problems because if you take your time and really work through them, you'll make less little tiny mistakes. So we're doing solving three variable systems. As a quick introduction, this slideshow is actually attached to Google Classroom just so you can find it. When we're talking about three variable systems, you have um, equations that have three unknowns that are in three dimensions. So a lot of the ones that we're going to try today, or both of the questions we're going to try today, just have one solution. So you have these three different planes that meet in one spot. It's called an ordered triple instead of an ordered pair like the ones we've been doing. And this point will make all three equations true. Right. There are some other possibilities when you're dealing with three variables, though. There is a case when you could have infinitely many solutions. So two different cases. One was that you have three planes that are right lying on top of each other because basically they're the same exact plane. All of their solutions would be the same. They would work. The other case is that you have three planes that intersect in a line. They would also have infinitely many solutions because they would meet along that line and every point there would be true. All right, so think to yourself, could there ever be a time when there's no solution? Well, sure. There's no solution. It means that the planes never intersect. They could be parallel planes, just like we've talked about with parallel lines. But they could also be two planes are parallel with one cuts through it, like in picture B. Or it could be like in picture A, when you have three planes, but the three planes never intersect. They intersect two at a time, but never all three of them. Okay. So we're going to try this problem here. Solve the system of equations. And basically what we're trying to do is figure out what are the variables worth. What is A, what is B, and what is C? What's their value so that it makes all three of these equations true? All right. Now, my advice to you is, and what we're going to practice when I see you on our cohort days, is that you want to tell me your plan. So if you're working with another student or you're working with me, I can look right at your work and I can figure out what you are thinking about. Right. First thing that you want to do is figure out what you want to eliminate. So you're going to pick a letter that you want to eliminate. And there are multiple ways to solve these problems. You could do substitution, you could do elimination. I'm going to stick to elimination for today, but if you find other ways to solve it, that's amazing. All right. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to label these equations as A, B, and C. That way, when I talk about them, you'll know which one I'm talking about and what I'm trying to do. Okay. So my plan, there you go. My plan is that I'm going to eliminate A. And you can just pick whatever you want to do that. Okay, so you pick which letter you want to eliminate. Now, if I'm going to eliminate A, I want to look at the equations and figure out which ones I want to work with so that I can get rid of A. Now, in this case, if I was looking at these, I would look at the first one and the second one because I know if I add those two equations together, it's going to eliminate A. So here's my plan. I'm going to add together A and C, and I'm going to write out every single step here, even though it takes a little bit longer because it's going to keep me organized. It is very easy to lose a negative sign as you're doing these. Okay. So when I add these ones together, a plus negative a would be 0. I get negative 1b minus 2c equals negative 1. Okay, so I've worked with two of the equations and I eliminated a. So now I just need to see if I can eliminate a using two different equations. All right, so I'm going to use b and c. But I'm not going to be able to just add those together because I need this coefficient for c right here. I need that to be a 2. So here's my plan. I'm going to add together b plus 2c. All right, so b is 2a minus b plus c equals negative 8. 2 times c, so I'm multiplying everything here by 2. I get negative 2a minus 6b plus 4c equals negative 18. Now, what happens when you add those together? Look at this. I eliminate a, and I get negative 7b plus 5c equals negative 26. Okay, great. So now you come back to the system, and you have um, you have the two answers here, these two systems. And now this is just like a regular old system that you've been solving all the time. Okay, so you've just made it into a smaller one. So now you have to decide again, which one do you want to work with? Do you want to eliminate? You could do substitution if you would like to. I'm going to follow elimination, and I would have to pick, what do I want to eliminate? So I'm going to choose to multiply this one by negative 7. Okay. And when I multiply this whole thing by negative 7, I'm going to get 7b, right? Negative 7 times negative 1. Negative 7 times negative 2c is 14c. Negative 7 times negative 1 is 7. And then I'm going to keep this other one, and I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm just going to rewrite it. Negative 7b plus 5c equals negative 26. Now I've just eliminated b. I get 19c equals negative 19. Oh, perfect. C equals negative 1. Right, so you get this ordered triple. So your final answer is going to go A, comma B, comma C. And I just figured out that C is negative 1. Now now that you've worked all the way through here, you're going to go all the way backwards. So I'm going to go backwards. If I know that C is negative 1, I'm going to plug it in, and you can plug it into either of these two equations. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to get negative 7b plus 5 times negative 1 equals negative 26. So I add 5 to both sides. Negative 7b equals negative 21, or b equals 3. Fabulous. Right? And now you're going to go all the way back to the beginning. You know C, you know B, now you got to figure out the last one. So here we go. I'm going to use this first one here. Oh, just came out. Right, I'm going to use this one right here. It does not matter. You can use any of these three to figure it out. So I get A plus 2 times B, which is 3, minus 4 times C, which is negative 1, equals 8. Or A plus 6 plus 4 equals 8. Minus 10, A equals negative 2. Perfect. Okay, so you just have all three answers here. It's amazing and wonderful. These ones take a little bit of time. So we're going to try this one. I'm going to have the Edpuzzle pause itself so you guys can try this next one. And basically you want to come up with a plan. All right. So hopefully you tried this problem. and you tried to come up with a plan. It's really hard because if we were in class, I would look at your plan and try and figure out what you did and then kind of walk through. These problems are very easy to make little tiny math mistakes, and it can be maddening. Um, so let's come up with a plan. What do you want to eliminate? Well, if I were looking at this, I would try and eliminate y. Because when I look, I have this y by itself. It seems like it would be easier to work with. So I'm going to start with a and b, but I know that I want to multiply b times 2 so that I can get the coefficients here to be the same number but different sides. So that's my plan. Oh, I'm going to write that up there. Sorry. That's my plan, is to eliminate y. And now I'm going to rewrite everything here. Right, this second one is 2 times b. So I'm multiplying everything by 2 here. $35, $45, $37. Okay, so that's my first one. I worked with A and B and I eliminated Y. Now I'm going to work with B and C and I'm going to try and eliminate, yeah, here we go. I'm going to still eliminate Y. So I look here. So I need to do 3 times B, C. Great. So now I'm multiplying everything here by 3 instead. So I get negative 12x plus 3y minus 15z equals negative 108. All right, and I'm going to just rewrite C. Okay, when I add these together, I get negative 7x. My y's cancel. I get negative 12z. Then I get negative 77. Right, yes. Okay, good. All right, so I've done up this plan. I've eliminated y. And now what I'm left with are these two systems. Okay, so these two systems, this is what you've been solving. So now it's just continued practice. So you decide, what do you want to do? How do you want to get rid of a variable? Well, I would look at this right away and I would see that the z's, if I multiply this one by negative 2, I should be able to eliminate my z's. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply everything here by negative 2. So negative 5x times negative 2 is 10x plus 12z equals 74. This one's going to come down, and I'm just going to rewrite it right under it. And when I add those together, I get 3x. My z's cancel. Oh, and I get negative 3. Perfect. X equals negative 1. Great. So I have this ordered triple. And now you're going to work backwards. So once you have that x is 1, you can go back into either one of the equations that you came up with. And I'm just going to go backwards this way. So I have negative 7 times negative 1 minus 12 times z equals negative 77. Oh, do you notice I make the z's like that? So I do that so I don't get them confused with 2's. Just throwing that out there. Okay. So 7 minus 12z equals negative 77. Or negative 12z equals negative 84. Or z equals 7. Perfect. Okay, so now I go back all the way to the very beginning. I know what x is. I know what y is. I know what x is. I know what z is. I just have to find y. It does not matter It does not matter which one you plug this into. I'm just going to go back to the very beginning because um, I don't know, because that's just usually what I do. So it really doesn't matter, though. It's kind of up to you. Let's see which one we haven't used here. Okay. So I get 3x minus, oh, hold on. I know what x is. Start over there. So 3 times negative 1 minus 2y plus 4 times 7 equals 35. Or negative 3 minus 2y plus 28 equals 35. Or 25 minus 2y equals 35. Or y equals negative 5. Awesome. So here's my answer. Okay. These ones can be difficult just because it's so easy to make a little tiny multiplication or addition, and then it's going to mess up everything. All right. So I'm going to put one more question in the Ed puzzle that I want you guys to try and see what you can get. Okay. Hope you guys have a good day. If you need office hours, come by 12 to 2. Yeah.